Hey guys, welcome to the Gods Unchained beta with the Professorf. Alright, today I'm going to do a follow-up video to the one I made about IMX. So since IMX has been out, I discovered a new tool that I wanted to share with you guys that will make it easier when you're out looking for cards and shopping on IMX. So we have a Redditor named Ice Elementer that created a nice web page that filters cards. So you can search for his Reddit post, and I'll also include a link in the description to both the Reddit post and his website. But let me go ahead and share this website with you. So our friend in the GU community created a filter that helps search for the cheapest cards. So when you go to his website, which I will link in the description, and you're looking for specific cards, you could just type in the name and it goes ahead and pulls the cheapest listings. So here's the cheapest meteorite version of this card right now at 0.0018, and you can see the different qualities. So this website's filter makes it easy if you're looking for the cheapest prices possible, and if you're looking for different varieties of quality for your collection. If you don't want shadow and you just want diamonds or golds, it's easy to click through it. So let's say you're looking for the Sander. So you can see that the cheapest rare for Lysander is at 0.000614, and there's a dollar value as well. Here's the legendaries equivalent. Let's do one more example. Let's look at Valka. Cheapest Valka's axe, $17. Cheapest shadow version of Valka's axe is $115. Cheapest version of Valka herself is $22. So besides looking at the cheapest cards, you could also look at recently listed cards. And it goes ahead and pulls all the cards that just recently been listed. Go to this page and look at recently listed and scout all the ones that just got posted, and maybe you could find some bargains. This one's a great tool because it's really fast and it pulls up the cards that you want. I personally use it to look for the cheapest cards. One thing to mention is it does not include common cards. It only goes from rare, epic, and legendary. But please go ahead and visit the website and give it a try, and hopefully it helps you find some good deals on cards on the IMX. And speaking of cards on IMX, I wanted to talk about a few of my recommendations from the Trial of the Gods set. Now we all know that the Trial of the Gods expansion set has some very powerful legendaries that fits in a lot of decks to complement the deck and even create a whole new archetype like Control Nature. But I wanted to focus on some other cards that may be overlooked or flying under the radar. So my first card that I like to talk about is Shadow of Lethlon. I know this one doesn't really fly under the radar, but this card is definitely a card worth looking at. If you're creating any kind of hidden rush deception deck, this is definitely a must include. If you're running a hidden rush deception without this card, you're definitely running a weaker version of that deck. So many of you have seen this and it's probably been played against you. And anytime you see a 1/1 Shadow Cat that's hiding and it gets buffed with Dark Knives, you're probably feeling quite a bit of stress. So definitely a card to consider. Second card I want to talk about is a common card, the Olympian Guard. So if you're creating a light deck, this card is a very powerful card to include. It's a common card, so it's not too expensive. It's a 2-mana 1/2 that has frontline. As soon as you play this card at the start of your opponent's turn, it gains a buff of +1/+1. So your opponent is dealing with a 2-mana 2/3. If they don't deal with it right at that turn, it comes back to you and it's still a 2/3, and you could attack with it. And on your opponent's next turn, this card gets another +1/+1, so it goes from a 2/3 to a 3/4. So definitely a good card to include in light decks. Make sure you're considering this card. Another strong card that I want to point out is the Jaguar Staff. This one's a 5-mana relic with a blitz attack for 2 damage and has 2 charges. And after each attack, you get to summon a Black Jaguar. So this card's not really a secret, but really if you're running a nature deck, this card is usually included, whether it's 1 copy or 2 copies. It's something that you need to have in your collection if you're a nature player. And the last card that I'd like to mention that you guys keep an eye out for is the Pious Giant. This is a 6 mana neutral card that has 6/6 stats, but if you meet the condition for its roar, it comes down on the board with ward and +3/+3. So it's a 9/9 warded creature. This card is definitely something to look out for, and it's one of my favorite cards from the set. All right, that's it, guys. Just a quick video helping you guys out with a new tool for searching IMX cards and finding bargain deals, and also a few recommendations on Trial of the Gods cards now that they're available to be bought on the IMX market. Good luck and hope you find some bargains.